Hi everybody, Oleg here, co-founder and CEO of Animi, the first app dedicated to improving Alexithymia. And in this video, I wanted to give you a brief update on where we are and what has changed in the new version. So Animi has been out for a while now, and we've received quite a lot of great feedback coming both from users as well as professionals who are recommending Animi to their clients, which is awesome, and I'm really happy to hear that. We already have some preliminary data that using the app reduces Alexithymia scores over time, and we plan to follow up on that in a more formal academic study in the future. But with this new update, we're hoping to significantly improve on the effect that we've seen so far, and also incorporate a lot of the feedback that we've received from users so far, while addressing some parts of Alexithymia that were not addressed in the previous version, like interoception and psychoeducation. So for that specifically, the first new big thing that we're introducing is a course with around 100 lessons, and each of the lesson combines evidence-based psychoeducation about Alexithymia and how emotions work, as well as interoception training, getting you to connect your body step by step, and also emotion schema training, teaching you the patterns, how to recognize emotions in yourself and in others. Those lessons should take around 5 to 10 minutes and should teach you what the research has shown, what works so far, and also what took me personally years to figure out and to ultimately solve Alexithymia in myself. Completing lessons will as well as logging emotions, will build your streak, which you can see in a dedicated place now, with your current streak and also a record that you've achieved previously, as well as a calendar showing it in time. The second big change is that we're introducing a few new tools helping with identifying emotions. Previously, we've had the emotion compass that lets you navigate and get suggestions based on how pleasant and energetic you feel, as well as body sensation flow that suggests emotions based on specific body sensations and symptoms that you can swipe through with the cards. Lastly, we also had a keyword search for our emotion encyclopedia, where you could just write a word that you were searching for example. So search is the first thing that we've improved. We have now implemented an AI search, meaning you can now ask normal questions and use natural language like you would use with ChatGPT, for example, instead of just keywords. So when you write a query, the LLM will return a personalized answer referencing our data from our encyclopedia and suggesting specific symptoms and clusters of emotions relevant to the questions to further explore. Similarly to all the other tools, you can select emotions to look through this flow, like through all the other flows. So tapping on one of the emotion labels will bring up our encyclopedia cards, where we can read more and confirm whether this perhaps fits your experience or not. Alright, the next way to identify emotions is our emotion clusters feature. This one is basically based on a lot of feedback from our previous tools, and is a first step towards hopefully merging all the tools into one easy-to-use interface. As the name suggests, the tool shows you clusters of emotions that are related and that you can browse through more easily than with the compass, for example. There are multiple levels, so tapping on one cluster brings you in, so you can explore further within that cluster, and tapping outside brings you out into the previous level. Similarly to the keyword search tool, you can also search specific emotions within this cluster tool directly through here, and also filter specific clusters, which will update the canvas you can see the clusters on. And similarly to the body sensation tool, you can also filter by sensations, which will then display the clusters and specific emotions that are often associated with those filtered sensations. If you're not sure, you can always try to figure it out using our AI chat tool, and in this first version it can basically suggest a couple questions to ask yourself, and then iteratively navigate to the clusters that are most likely to fit the context you provide within the conversation. The AI also adapts to the cluster you are currently in. So if you ask further questions, it will remember the context and where you currently are, and can easily help you navigate and for example compare differences between different suggestions, or figure out likely reasons or clues and stuff like that. I think of the whole cluster tool as a first step, which we will iterate on and improve with feedback. So please share it with us. We're very interested in hearing what you think about it, and specifically whether you find it more helpful and useful than the old tools or not, and specifically why not, if so. Ultimately, you should kind of end up in a cluster with a couple emotions that should be closest to what you might be feeling right now, and so you can then kind of check and confirm by tapping and seeing the encyclopedia cards to see which emotion fits the best out of the cluster. Then, as with all the other tools, you can journal about your selected emotions and including some prompts to ask yourself further about your context. So you can learn the clues over time, and there's also obviously the tags that you can choose, which will kind of help you identify different patterns through our analytics that I will explain later. After completing the journal, you'll get a suggestion for a couple regulation workbooks that you can complete to process, regulate, or communicate your emotions. And there is also a new option to do those workbooks in a more conversational and kind of natural manner through the AI chat, which is basically those workbooks, but in a more interactive manner rather than just like a form as previously. We've also heard from a lot of you that having a way to analyze and learn from journals that you input over time would be helpful. And so we've developed a whole analytics section in Animi. In there, you can see the history of all your logs and then analyze in exceptional details the common kind of threads and patterns that your journals show. You'll get charts showing the distribution of most common emotions, emotional heat map, most commonly associated bodily sensations, most common tags, as well as things like in which time and which day in a week you experience emotions the most. And you can also use all of these dimensions as filters and dig deeper, so you can filter through all of them and even combine them if you want. I believe this is one of the most kind of flexible and advanced emotion analytic systems available, and hope it will help you to get as much value and insights from your logs as you might possibly want. Any feedback is of course appreciated. And finally, with one tap, you can also generate a kind of AI-based summary for that filtered subset of journals and extract insights you might otherwise not notice, since this is exactly what AI is good at. Going further, you can also see all your past Alexithymia tests you've taken, and also take a new one if you want, as well as charts showing how your scores change over time. Though this section is still kind of pretty basic, and we welcome ideas on how to improve it if you have any. Lastly, it is now possible to export and import data, so you can archive your data and so you don't lose it. On a premium account, you can also optionally store or choose to store your data in the cloud, so you have automatic backup and synced data between multiple devices, including the web. As I'm mentioning the web, that's because all of this, the app is now available in the browser as well. You can find the link on our website, and the web version is something that a number of users have requested, and so we're excited to see how you like it and happy for any feedback about it, whether you find it useful in its current form. As you might have noticed, some of the more advanced features like the course and advanced analytic filters, as well as features that can create extra expenses to run on our end, like the AI tools and the cloud sync, are currently premium, which means that we are introducing a paid subscription, but the app can of course still be used for free, and even the free version is significantly upgraded and better than it was previously. We're trying to strike a balance kind of to help and give value to people who can't afford a subscription, and at the same time make the app to be able to support itself, since we've spent thousands of dollars and mainly thousands of hours of our free time developing the app, and would like to kind of make it sustainable so we can keep improving it long term. So the subscription is a way to support us in developing the app further. So we went through pretty much all of that is new in the app. Some of the features are still somewhat experimental, so expect things to change with feedback. A reminder that the app is not supposed to be a replacement for therapy, so if you know that you're currently seriously struggling please be careful and consult with a professional, as you know, alexithymia can be sometimes protective in, for example, if you're processing a recent traumatic experience or with specific conditions like PTSD. So yeah, just be careful and aware of that. We'll continue working on improving and updating the app, so any feedback is helpful and appreciated. You can find the link to our Discord community in the settings, as well as our email where we can send your thoughts. Hope you'll find Animi helpful, and yeah, see you. Bye.